Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, let's see what we got around here.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, I'm actually going to follow one this time. 413, 412, 411. Can I go in any of these? No.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Seems pretty reasonable. How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other... okay, never mind. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide is a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some level on all text. This will ensure a calm and productive work environment, I suppose. Everyone is unique. You, most of all. Ah, yes. Diversity. The most important thing in a workplace. Number of slides on this slide. Charts, charts, and slides. Slides. Okay, well, that's enough of the PowerPoint presentation. Let's see what we got over here. Broom closet!
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Okay, fine. But I'll be back for you later.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Sure, let's go upstairs. Let's see, what do we got? What's over here? Is this the right way? No, this is the bathroom. Because the boss knows that what the boss said goes. If the boss suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Okay. I'll just do a little business in here and out. What do we got over here? Hello, boss? Hello? Anything in here? Is that Santa pointing a gun at a panda? Okay then. What do we got over here? Into the elevator. And should we go up or down? Let's go up. How long does this elevator go? Hey, I'm right back where I was! What happens if I go down, then? Anything? Anything at all? Alright, it doesn't look like this actually does anything, so... Okay. Well, that was pointless.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Alright, Oh, I know. One. No. Hit the wrong button.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Yeah, how would I possibly know that? Oh, wait, I've got it. 1, 2,
2845.
4. Dang it. 3, 6, 5, 0?
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself.
Hey!
And Stanley got the hell along with the story.
I did it!
Whoop-de-doo.
I knew I could do it. Alright, now, how do I get in the door? You know, actually, let's go this way. Alright, let's see what we got down here. And we got loading.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Alright, well, let's see what we got around here.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Mind control facility. Oh, hey, look at that! Escape! Funny word. It's weird. It's spelled just like the word escape, so let's go with that.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Wait, what?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
No, I want to see what this is about.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yep. Take me now, baby. Ah! Wow, that was a long fall.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is.
What?
Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
What? No!
Stanley.
Dude, help me! Help! No! Huh? What?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
Who are you?
In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Ah! Oh, sweet, glorious life! What?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Stanley Parable? Huh? What?
When every path you can walk has
Where
been
am I?
created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
What? Where am I? What is this place? Credits? Huh? Where am I? What's going going on here? Hello? Anybody? An early version of the underground portion of this game?
Level design, textbook mistake. It's the kind of thing you pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad game design. So of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. Here.
I'm in a game? Okay.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Well, looks like I'm pulling a Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared 6. Shutting it off.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
No.
Perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail.
What? No!
Turn off your Nintendo Switch. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Ah! Okay then. That's another way to end. Let's see what we got this time.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Do 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 do.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of
Tips for not getting
disbelief,
fired.
Stanley
Due
decided
to unbelievably
go up
amazing
to his
work,
boss's office,
do all believe.
hoping he might find an answer there.
Take it out passive aggressively on the coworker, resent coworkers for not supporting you more, let it ball up inside you. Well, yeah, seems pretty accurate. Anyway, the broom closet! Yes!
Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
With pleasure. I'm not going anywhere. The broom closet. It's nice. Nope, not leaving the broom closet. Not going anywhere. I'm just staying here. Don't you just love the broom closet? It's nice, isn't it? Okay, is anything actually going to happen? Should have stayed in here last time, then. Okay, it's pretty clear nothing's going to happen anymore. I think I screwed up the broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Well, we're going downstairs.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Maybe I
All
am.
of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
What?
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself.
What's going on?
This is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
Of course.
Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Ooh, I'm flying!
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
That's a very good question.
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
I am awake.
The voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain
What's happening?
that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just...
Ah!
He would prove it.
Oh.
He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
This is a
So he
dream.
closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of the world outside this one. Let me wake up,
Wake
he
up.
thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Huh? What the?
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice?
What's happening?
And everything went black.
What the?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life.
What the hell is going on here?
So it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Okay then. Gotta say, these endings have been a little strange.